Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean, there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
This is gonna need all of us together! Here's the spear! Here's Raging Fire! Take it down!
Allow me to help you. Resonate with the earth.
By the power of water! Where are you going? Photon, dance in the wind!
Can't get out of this.
The fluidity of your movements is simply incredible.
Dance on the wind.
Far enough! Healing
Can't end here.
Don't give up! Now! Redwell, astral energy! Full throttle! I need to be stronger.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renasalma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
Gotta break through.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
And blazing cascade!
Is this it?
Not in your dreams! They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious! Shining supernova! Alright, it's showtime!
Our arts are being interrupted.
Let me help.
Orochi's fury.
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Last touchdown.
I'm ready! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
What do you say we fight that shiny one?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Strike. Eat dirt.
Don't mind if I do.
No further.
Raging! It's a duel deal! Let the marksman handle
I'm
this!
not done.
Get on in there with the others!
So you want me?
The
I'm done! You'll soon see about that!
Strike. All yours.
Show thy mystic mercy.
Let's try harder.
I'm ready!
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade. My
Illuminating
turn.
shark!
Crush. Stunner.
River! Healing circle! Thanks so much!
Strike.
I don't know what I'd do without you. One song. Do that.
Can't get out of this!
You're mine!
Naked the abyssal deep.
Not today! Here I come!
I'm ready!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Rena's Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Rena's Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Crush! Blast the shock! Searing gale!
Airborne beast. My specialty.
Here I come! No escape! We got fires!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it. Now!
Oh, you're in an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
In the wind!
Ferocious fury!
Our arts are being interrupted. More sympathy. Our comrades
I've been hit with
ability to
something.
survive. So even a masochist has his limits.
Not feeling so great.
I've used too much.
The flame inside me yearns to be let
Your
free.
incantation ruined.
Astral energy! Full throttle!
More? Take this! Crush!
Begin! Unlock! Seismic rupture!
Ferocious fury!
Radiant here!
You're mine! Ha! It's over! Ferocious fury! You're mine! I'm not done!
Rending you a bloody howling!
Do it! Demon Fang! Ha! Burn in hell! Here I come!
Make of the abyssal deep!
Crush! More! Aqua Serpent! Ferocious fury!
Illuminate the field!
Resonate with the
Where
air!
are you going? Holy Plasma!
You're mine! Crush!
Not Arch Shield!
More!
Now! Radiant
My
Sun!
turn!
Here!
It's over!
Giant Instant!
I thought you were going to wreck the place.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Now!
Then I'll provide assistance.
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Shot!
Will not! Easter!
Ferocious fury!
I'm ready!
Blast him!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
It was a close thing.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me. The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
Forgive you! Where are you going?
In a vine! Double Demon Fang!
There you go!
Pierce through!
Exploit the enemy's weakness!
Destruction!
Sorry to trouble you.
Orochi Fury! Eat them!
Raging Mega Ray!
Orochi Fury! here!
Don't leave me!
Take this! Can you take it? Take this! Now you see what I can do!
Sonic Thrust!
Where are you going?
Rising one!
Nothing gets by me! By the power of water! Far enough! Radiant on!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
One more! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Here I go! I'm only getting
Here I come!
Begin!
It looks like you got this one covered. Need to use all the power of my
Stating pile
Let
driver!
me show you what my art can do!
Rise and shine!
Does it hurt?
Burn in hell!
Come on! Shattering you into pieces! Attack us!
A thrilling performance.
I'm only getting started.
Tornado drive!
Reload! Damn it! Arrow! This one's mine!
Azure Storm!
Where are you going?
Don't mind if I do.
Amazing.
I'm ready! It's wide
Darling!
open!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! We can really make weapons with this? To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danon and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's great spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
No more Miss Nice Girl!
Now
In your deck, Johan.
Then tonight's meal is on you.
Careful!
You got it.
It has some kind of camouflage!
Explosive ring!
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Photon, illuminate the sun! Come forth,
Ferocious
holy
fury!
flame, holy lamp! Arc requires complete focus! Searing flame, reload! Take this whirl!
Raging Luna Storm!
Let me show you what my art
Raging Luna Storm!
Raging storm! Gotta hold it together.
This one's all mine!
Sorry.
You'll pay for that!
This is
Everlasting dark! Negative gate!
There!
None shall escape my judgment!
No further!
Azure Storm! Demon Fang!
Now you see what I can do!
The flame
Bestow
inside
thy
you!
mystic mercy!
My axe illuminates the dark flame!
You picked the wrong fight!
Thank you. I never fit.
I only did what any other would.
Double Demon Fang!
I think you're nicer than you let on.
Ferocious fury!
this one
keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Another incantation ruined. Negative
Plasma shock!
I don't feel like my usual self.
You alright? Let me handle this one.
So sorry to disappoint you.
Soaring light sphere!
All my heart, save you!
This one's all mine! On demon fang! Burn in hell!
I'm ready!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! Not too shabby, if I do say so myself.
Far more than the power I can conjure alone, that's for sure.
Was that a compliment?
Dispose of the trash. This one's mine.
Rising Phoenix! No! Can't end here!
Don't give up.
Magic is in!
Come on!
I owe you one.
Let me help.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
In a
Got it.
bind?
I'll leave it to you! Here I come! Orochi Fury!
Here I come!
Raging Luna Storm! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! Another incantation ruined.
You're mine!
Forgive me.
Stay away from my friends!
What would I do now? I owe you, Tion.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Orochi Fury!
Begin!
Can do.
Rise and shine!
Explosive ring!
Take this!
First aid!
Take this!
Lightning can
Crush!
none shall
Not
escape!
eliminated!
Holy Red Flame! Reload!
Benediction light.
No escape!
Heal!
Double demon fang! Plasma shock!
Elusive deity!
Here!
Dating wild
Here's the evil!
Orochi Fury!
Lunar Corruption! More with Gemini Alpha! Annihilation!
Where are you going?
Slice! Eater!
I'm going to need to
Take
use
this!
all the power of my
Crush!
healing arts to accomplish
Now you see what I can do!
Rising Wyvern!
Magic is in! Don't mind if I do!
I'll blind you in a bind! Here I go!
Shining Supernova! Lunar Coincidence! Magic is in! Holy Red!
Dance on the wind!
Lightning!
Searing Gale!
Reflect on that city!
Here's a
They
healing
smite with blackened blade!
I owe you one.
Raging Storm!
No more
You're mine!
Annihilation! Radiant Light! Tempest Whirl!
Bestow thy mystic
Double
mercy!
demon fang!
Reload!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Lightning! Raging Tempest!
It's on!
Gemini Alpha!
Resonate with the earth!
Here!
Stalagmite!
Fury! Burning Strike!
You
Here I call!
Plasma shock! Searing Gale!
Water!
You're mine!
Ridwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Certainly not. Take this!
Enter Storm! Demon
This one's mine!
Now you see what you do! Into everlasting darkness! Negative reflect on thy sin! They smite with
Here
blood!
I come! Plasma shock!
Dance in the wind!
Searing Gale!
I'll save you all!
You're mine! No escape! Orochi!
I may have bit off more than I can
Forgive
chew.
me. is my fault.
I don't even know the word defeat.
Searing gale!
They're not playing around.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Plasma shock!
On your knees.
Attack time! Annihilation! Mega Ray! Where are you going?
You picked the wrong fight! Strike! Orochi, you pay for that! Plasma shock! Mirage! It's over!
Radiant here!
Azure Storm! Rena!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
They're surrounding us!
Raging Luna Storm! You're mine!
break this night.
Plasma shock!
Lightning orb!
Searing gale!
Lightning condensed! Thunderblade! Illumination! Magic Kazam! Holy Lance! Show you what my heart can do!
Raging Luna Storm!
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
None shall escape my judgment! Let the marksman handle it! Winds of heaven! Not much longer to go.
Come on, one final push.
Let's do this together, Ellen.
Is that a healing rod?
It is. I can't ignore your pain, nor trust you more healing.
Dance on the wind! I owe you one. I could do without this pain. Time to let it rip. Here I come!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Elvin!
It's time to end this battle.
I'm right beside you! Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
Wait, what can I say? I had a good partner.
Get lost!
You're mine! Strike! Orochi Fury! It can hide itself? Amazing!
Blast! Watch and weep! I never miss!
Plasma Shock!
Thunder Field! Let me help! Raging
Searing Gale!
I've used too much.
Here I go!
Require complete focus! None shall escape my judgment! Thunder Field!
I'm not done! It's over!
Ray! Field!
I'll blind you with a shot!
Try
harder!
Here goes!
Plasma Shock!
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Raging Luna Storm!
Raging Don't mind if I do! Glacial Spear! Raging
You're
Storm!
mine!
Blazer!
Aqua
May
Storm!
1,000 gales carry you!
The enemy wields our shield.
You'll soon see about that!
In a bind? You're mine!
Annihilation!
Azure Storm! This is looking grim. Hold tight.
We've been through far worse before.
Right. Time to turn the tide.
Negative gate!
I'm not done!
To the fray! Here goes! Reload! Light after magic is here! Photon, no more playing nice! Sorry.
I can't make it.
Damn it! What? Lightning!
What the?
I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely, but only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?